All right, thanks, guys. The Blue Jays take on the Rays, 6:40 p.m. Eastern first pitch. The Rays are minus 155. Totals 8.5 juice to the over. Hey, you guys can keep arguing about the dishes if you want. It's more entertaining than me talking. But anyway, the Blue Jays are plus $1.30 for some money line cash. If you like Toronto to cover here, they're minus 155 catching the run and a half. We got Matt Shoemaker for the Blue Jays, Ryan Yarbrough for the Rays. I'm 2-0 in my last two daily best plays on patreon.com/Brock Page. I'm also hitting at 71% my last 7 picks in that same package. For more information on how you can access these exclusive premium selections for just $1.99, link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/Brock Page. The Matt Shoemaker's on the bump for the Blue Jays this evening, 5.23 ERA and 6 walks. The Blue Jays are in the bottom 10 in the league in road scoring, bottom 3 in walks allowed away from home as well. Toronto has dropped 6 out of their last 7 meetings in Tampa Bay. And speaking of the Rays, they're 8-3 straight up in their games at Tropicana Field, 13-6 straight up when favored. They are currently in first place in the AL East, and they have the second most wins in the American League. They're currently 17-9 on the year, and they are on a 5-game winning streak right now. Now, Brandon Lau leads the club in hits, batting average, homers, RBI, and on-base percentage. He's certainly having a great start to the season. He's currently batting .330 with 8 homers and 23 batted in. He's also got an OBP of .410 and has 7 doubles. Lau currently ranks 11th in the league in batting average, 5th in the league in RBI. Willie Adams leads the club in doubles right now as well. He's also batting .286 with 8 ribbies. And Yandy Diaz is also batting .276 with 3 doubles and 17 free passes. The Blue Jays are the Rays are in the top 5 in scoring, top 5 in offensive walks. They also won their last 2 straight when Yarbrough made the start. Now, total-wise, 4 out of Yarbrough's last 5 starts stayed under the total. The Rays are currently 6-5 to the under at Tropicana Field as well. Meanwhile, the Blue Jays on the other side saw 10 out of their last 14 games on the road stay under the posted total themselves. Give me the Rays winning this one outright and the under 8.5 in that contest. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the video. Got some lines and personal leans out for Friday's Major League Baseball action. Happy Friday to you guys. The weekend is finally here, and hopefully not too many of you get drunk tonight, but if you do, drive safely and make sure it counts. But anyway, before we dive into some more free content here, just got to quickly remind you that we are 2-0 in our last 2 daily best play tier package plays on patreon.com/Brock Page. We're also hitting at 71% in our last 7 daily best plays on that site as well. If you want some more information on how you can join in on the action, a link for that site is in the description section below. And once again, that's patreon.com/Brock Page. And moving on, we're going to take a look at the Brewers. Pirates, 7:05 p.m. Eastern start time. The Brewers are minus 140, totals 8.5 juice to the over. The Pirates are plus $1.15 on the money line. And if you like Pittsburgh on the run line, they're minus 140, catching the 1.5. Now, Chad Kuhl's for the Pirates, Adrian Hauser for the Brew Crew. Hauser's got a .327 ERA and a 1.18 whip. He struck out 18 batters thus far in the season. Meanwhile, the Brewers won 3 out of their last 4 games where Adrian made the start. Now, Milwaukee's won 4 out of their last 6, and that's going to include a 9-3 victory over the Twins during that span. Very impressive win for them there. They're also winning 60% of their ball games on the road, and they rank in the top 3 in striking batters out. This Brewers pitching staff is fanning 10.8 batters a game on average, nearly 11 strikeouts per game they're averaging. Christian Yelich leads the club in homers, RBI, OBP, and walks. Certainly had a slow start, but he's turning around now. He's hit 6 homers and batted in 14. He's got an OBP of .330 thanks to being walked 14 times. Justin Smoke also leads the club in doubles. He's also hit 3 homers and batted in 9. The Brewers rank in the top 10 in runs allowed on the road, top 10 in hits allowed on the road. They've gone 5-1 in their last 6 games in the Steel City. And speaking of Pittsburgh, they have Chad Kuhl on the bump for him here today. They're 0-2 on the season when Chad makes the start. Pittsburgh has the worst record in all of baseball right now, and they find themselves 13 games below 500 already, just really playing some very bad baseball. The Pirates won just 18% of their games at home this season, and they averaged just 3.7 runs per game. They rank in the bottom 5 in hits, bottom 5 in runs allowed. Now, total-wise, Chad Kuhl's last 2 starts both went over the posted number. The Pirates are also 6-5 to the over in their games at PNC Park. Meanwhile, the Brewers on the other side saw 9 out of their last dozen against the Pirates get over the posted total themselves. Give me the Brewers winning this one outright. And we're also going to lean toward the over 8.5 in that game. All right, next matchup, it is going to be Phillies-Braves, 7:10 p.m. East. The Braves are the $1.10 favorite at home. Total's 8.5, juice to the under. The Phils are the minus 105 underdog in this spot here. We got Aaron Nola for the Phillies, Max Fried for the Braves. Now, Fried's got some great stuff this season. He's 3-0 on the season, 28 strikeouts, just 29 innings pitched. He's currently got a 1.24 ERA and a .90 whip. The Braves are a perfect 5-0 when Fried makes the start this season. Atlanta's currently in first place in the NL East, 3 games ahead of the Phillies in the standings. Atlanta's winning 73% of their ball games at home, along with going 12-2 straight up when favored. Doing very good when laying the juice. They're in the top 10 in scoring, top 10 in runs allowed at home. Dansby Swanson leads the club in hits, batting average, and RBI. Dansby's currently hitting .303 with 16 batted in and 7 doubles. Freddie Freeman also atop the club in doubles and OBP. He's hit 7 doubles himself, along with an on-base percentage of .398, just 2 points shy of .400. Marcell Ozuna's hit 5 homers and batted in 13 as well. Atlanta's 10-4 straight up in their last 14 when hosting Philly. And speaking of Philadelphia, they managed to lose 2 out of their last 4 games where Aaron Nola made the start. Certainly a shame because Nola looks great this year. The Phillies are currently 3 games below 500 and lost 4 out of their last 5 road games. The Fightins are in the bottom 3 in least hits allowed on average per game, bottom 5 in most runs allowed on the road. And when it comes to the total in this one, 3 out of Nola's last 4 starts stayed under the posted number. He's certainly doing a good job of keeping them in games. 4 out of the Phillies' last 6 ball games also stayed under the total. Meanwhile, the Braves on the other side saw 3 out of Fried's last 5 starts stay under the total themselves. This should be a good game, at least on paper. Give me the Braves minus $1.10 and the under 8.5 in that contest. All right, next matchup, it is going to be Detroit Tigers taking on the Cleveland Indians, 7:10 p.m. Eastern first pitch. The Indians are the $1.90 favorite. Total's 9.5, juice to the under. The Tigers are plus 160 on the money line. And if you like them to cash in on the run line, they're minus $1.25, catching the 1.5. Michael Fulmer for the Tigers, Adam Plutko for the Indians. Plutko's 1-1 with a .395 ERA. The Indians won 2 out of their last 3, were Adam throughout the first pitch. We're also looking at a Cleveland team who's currently on a 6-game winning streak, including a 3-game sweep of the Pirates and a 3-game sweep of these very Tigers. The Indians gave up just 2.5 runs per contest during that winning streak. Cleveland's in the top 3 in hits allowed on average per game, top 3 in striking batters out. They're averaging double-digit strikeouts while also holding their opponents to just 2.6 runs per contest. Now, the Indians are winning 79% of their ball games when favored. Franmil Reyes leads the club in hits, homers, and batting average. He's currently hitting .299 with 5 homers and 16 RBI. Jose Ramirez also hit 5 home runs on the season, along with knocking in 18. And Carlos Santana is just 2 points shy of a .400 on-base percentage. Nobody wants to pitch to him. He's been walked 27 times on the season already. The Indians are a perfect 10-0 in their last 10, hosting the Tigers. And speaking of Detroit, they lost their last 9 straight. They gave up nearly 7.5 runs per contest on average during that stretch. The Tigers have the second fewest wins in the American League. They're winning just 27% of their games when catching plus money. The Tigers are also in the top 3 in most road strikeouts at the plate, They're also in the top 3 in most runs allowed on the road. And when it comes to the total on this one, 8 out of Detroit's last dozen ball games stayed under the total of 9.5 runs. Meanwhile, the Twins on the other side, they are currently 70% to the under at home. 6 out of their last 8 head-to-head meetings with Detroit stayed under the total as well. So with all that said and done, give me the Indians -1.5 and the under 9.5 in that game. Next contest, Red Sox Orioles, 7:35 p.m. Eastern start time. The Red Sox are the $1.20 favorite. Totals 9.5 juice to the over. The Orioles are +105 for some money line cash. Not a bad price point there for them. And if you like the O's to cover the 1.5 here, they're -155 for some run line cash. We got John Means for the O's, Colton Brewer for the Bo Sox. Now Brewer's 0-1 with a 4.50 ERA and a 1.64 WHIP. He's walked 8 batters in just 14 innings of work. Boston won just 4 out of their last dozen road games and lost 79% of their games as the underdog this year. They're in the top 10 in most strikeouts per game, and they also rank in the top 3 in most runs allowed per contest. The Sox are currently 8 games below 500, and they are officially 9 games out of first place in the division. They're taking on a Baltimore club who actually ranks in the top 10 in run production, certainly doing a good job scoring. They're also in the top 3 in hits. Hanser Alberto leads the club in hits, batting average, and doubles. Hanser's batting .321 with a dozen doubles on the year. Anthony Santander currently leads the club in homers and RBI. He's hit 9 bombs on the season and batted in 25. Right now, Anthony's tied for second in the big leagues in the RBI column. This Baltimore pitching staff also ranks in the top 10 in least walks allowed per game, while the O's are currently winning nearly 60% of their games when catching plus money. Certainly doing a good job when they are the underdog. Now, total-wise, 2 out of John Means' last 3 starts got over the posted total. Baltimore is currently 9-5 to the over in their games at Camden Yards. The Sox, on the other side, saw 7 out of their last 11 get over the 9.5 themselves. Give me the underdog Orioles +105 and the over 9.5 in that game. Next contest, Twins Royals, 8:05 p.m. East. The Twins are 155, totals 8.5. Royals +$1.30. And if you like Kansas City plus the run and a half, they're -$1.25 to cash in on the run line. Danny Duffy for the Royals, Jake Odorizzi for the Twins. Odorizzi struck out 8 batters in just 7 innings of work. The Twins have won 9 out of their last 13 when Odorizzi makes the start. And of course, that dates back to last season and includes this season as well. Now, the Twins are atop the AL Central in the standings, 17-9 on the season, winners of 7 out of their last 10. Minnesota's in the top 3 in fewest runs allowed, top 5 in fewest hits allowed. Minnesota's giving up just 3.3 runs per contest. And they're also winning nearly 70% of their games when laying the juice. Nelson Cruz leads the squad in hits, batting average, home runs, RBI, and OBP. Pretty much leads the squad in everything right now. He's hitting .333 with 9 homers and 25 RBI. He's also got an OBP of .415, and he ranks second in the league in runs batted in. Jorge Polanco is also batting .290 with 14 ribbies. The Twins are 13-7 in their last 20 divisional games. They're taking on a Royals club who's got Danny Duffy on the bump here today. Just 1-2 on the season, .444 ERA. The Twins have lost 63% of their games as the underdog, and they rank in the bottom 3 in run production. They're also in the bottom 3 in walks on average at the plate, really not getting a whole lot of free passes. And when it comes to the scoring in this one, 4 out of Duffy's last 5 starts stayed under the posted total. Kansas City's currently 68% to the under for the entire season. Meanwhile, the Twins on the other side saw 66% of their games for the year stay under the total themselves. Give me the Twins winning this one outright and the under 8.5 in that game. All right, skipping ahead, we're going to take a look at the Chicago series, talking about the White Sox taking on the Cubs, 8:15 p.m. Eastern start time. The White Sox are the $1.15 favorite on the road here, totals 9.5. The Cubbies are the $1.05 underdog at home, and if you like them to keep it close, they're -160, catching the run and a half. We got Big John Lester for the Cubs, Dallas Keuchel for the White Sox. Now, the Sox have actually lost 2 out of their last 3 when Keuchel makes the start. They're also in the top 10 in most strikeouts at the plate, bottom 10 in offensive walks on the road. The Sox have won just 3 out of their last 10 at Wrigley, and they are taking on a Cubbies team who's in sole possession of first place in the NL Central, 16-8 on the season, 11-6 at Wrigley. Big John Lester's on the bump for him today, 2-0 with a 2.74 ERA. John's walked just 4 batters in 23 innings pitched, and he's got a whip of just .87. Now the Cubs are in the top 3 in offensive walks per game, top 10 in least runs allowed per contest as well. Ian Happ leads the club in hits, batting average, homers, ribbies, doubles, and on-base percentage. Pretty much everything for Happ as well. He's batting .315 with 6 homers and 14 RBI. He also has an OBP of .438. And I list all that stuff just for some of you fantasy players out there. But anyway, Anthony Rizzo's hit 5 homers on the season. He leads the club in walks with 17 of them. The Cubs are winning 76% of their games when favored. And when it comes to the scoring in this one, 2 out of Lester's last 3 starts stayed under the posted number. 4 out of the Cubs' last 5 ball games also stayed under the total of 9.5 runs. Meanwhile, 6 out of the White Sox last 7 games stayed under the 9.5 themselves. Keuchel's last 4 starts all stayed under the posted total as well. I'm going to lean toward another dog in this one. Give me the Underdog Cubbies winning this one outright in the under 9.5 in that contest. All right, next matchup, it is going to be Astros Padres, 9:10 p.m. East. The Padres are the $1.40 favorite. Total's 8.5 juice to the over. The Astros are the plus 115 underdog. And if you like the Astros to cover, they're minus 175, catching the 1.5. We got Lance McCullers for the Astros, Garrett Richards for the Pods. San Diego's lost 2 out of their last 3 games where Richards made the start. The Padres also rank in the bottom half of the league in hits on average per game, believe it or not. They're also in the top 10 in most home strikeouts at the plate. Kind of struggling to make contact on their home field. Anyway, they're taking on a Houston team who's won their last 8 straight themselves, putting up double-digit run totals in 3 of those wins during that stretch. Lance McCullers is 2-1 on the year, 23 strikeouts and just over 26 innings of work. The Astros are also 4-1 this season, and McCullers 5 starts. Houston's in the top 3 in scoring, top 10 in hits. Yuli Gurriel currently leads the club in hits. He also hit 5 home runs and batted in 11. Carlos Correa leads the club in batting average and OBP. He's hitting .315 with an on-base percentage just 4 points short of .400. Martin Maldonado has 17 runs batted in, which leads the club as well. The Stros have won 5 out of their last 6 head-to-head meetings with the Padres. Now, total-wise, 4 out of McCullers' last 5 starts actually got over the posted total. 9 out of Houston's last 11 road games got over the number as well. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, we're looking at a Padres team who saw their last 6 straight get over the 8.5 themselves. Give me another underdog. I like the underdog Astros plus $1.15 and the over 8.5 in that contest. All right, next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Rockies-Dodgers, 9:40 p.m. Eastern start time. The Dodgers are the $2.50 favorite. Total's 9.5 juice to the under. The Rockies are plus 210 for an outright win. And if you like Colorado plus the 1.5, they're plus 105 to cover. John Graves for the Rockies, Walker Buehler for Los Angeles. The Dodgers have won 3 out of their last 4 games this season, where Buehler made the start. He struck out 17 batters in 19 innings pitched, and he's got a whip of 1.16. The Dodgers have the most wins in Major League Baseball right now. They're 19-8 on the season, 8-2 straight up in their last 10. LA's won 62% of their games at home and nearly 71% of their games when favored. Now, the Dodgers have also cashed in on the run line in nearly 60% of their games this season as well. They're in the top 3 in scoring, top 3 in fewest runs allowed. Mookie Betts leads the team in hits, homers, and RBI. He's currently batting .294 with 9 homers and 21 batted in. He ranks 4th in the majors in home runs, 7th in runs batted in. Corey Seager currently leads the club in batting average. He's just 4 points shy of batting .300. We're also looking at 6 home runs for Corey and 17 RBI as well. And Justin Turner's currently leading the club in on-base percentage. He's got an OBP of .363. LA's won 4 out of their last 5 at Dodger Stadium, and they give up just 3.1 runs per contest. Now, the Rockies on the other side have lost their last 4 straight, with 2 of those losses resulting in them giving up double-digit run totals to the Astros. Colorado's also dropped 9 out of their last 11, and they've dropped 5 games behind the Dodgers in the NL West standings. John Gray's on the hill for the Rockies today, just 1-2 on the season with a .574 ERA. Colorado's lost 3 out of their last 4 when John Gray makes the start. Colorado's also in the bottom 3 in striking batters out, bottom 5 in road hits. The Rockies are also just 1-7 straight up in their last 8 versus the Dodgers. Now, total-wise, 3 out of John Gray's last 4 starts got over the posted total. 4 out of the Rockies' last 6 ball games also got over the total of 9.5 runs. Meanwhile, the Dodgers on the other side, they saw 6 out of their last 8 get over the 9.5 themselves. 4 out of their last 6 head-to-head meetings with Colorado got over the total as well. So with all that said and done, give me the Dodgers -1.5 in the over 9.5 in that game. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. If you decide to sign up for a package here today, just keep in mind we'll bill you the day you sign up and then the first of every month following that. But most importantly, guys, got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. And with that said, happy Friday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.